Brent Spiner fingers.
Hi, this is Chris Cluey, and you're listening to Best Threesome Ever.
Welcome to Best Threesome Ever, a podcast discussing all things revolving around nerdy pop culture. Probably not what you were expecting, but it's just as fun. Now here are your hosts, Nick, Rob, and Kevin.
All right, here we go. Best Threesome Ever, episode 161, brought to you by Heroic Goods and Games and Jaybird Wines. I'm Nick.
I'm Rob.
I'm Kevin.
How are we all doing?
Good.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm a little tired from my vacation still, but good.
Yeah.
Me. I had time off of work and
Super
went to
jealous.
a different state, and now I'm exhausted.
I haven't had a vacation like a year and a half. So.
Sure.
Suck it.
That's fair.
Suck it. So you remember how last episode I was telling you that on Star Wars, or on Disney Plus, you can go on the Star Wars thing, and then there's like the Asoka things,
And the required...
or easier done Clone Wars episodes, and then the Asoka.
Yeah, basically if you want to watch Asoka and just get the backstory that's important for the series, watch these episodes.
Right. So I did both of those, and I have
Questions?
a theory.
Concerns? Sure, hit me.
So Bo-Katan doesn't have the right to the Dark Saber, and here's why.
Now, have you finished Mandalorian, I assume?
Yes.
Of course. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Spoilers for Mandalorian if you've not finished it yet.
No, not necessarily.
I was talking for me. I'm going to probably...
Because in these episodes, that shows you like the proper passage of the Dark Saber through family line.
Sure.
And then the guy who has it, Vizsla, thank you, he loses it in combat to Darth Maul. So now Darth Maul is the proper owner of it. And the person that beat him in combat is...
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
No. Who beat him when he had the Darksaber?
Ahsoka Tano.
No.
I don't remember.
Palpatine.
Okay.
So Palpatine becomes the owner of the Darksaber. Never takes it, though.
Okay, so I'm gonna cut you off because it's not the fucking Elder Wand.
I know.
It's still a Mandalorian thing.
I understand. I get that. I'm just saying, per their tradition of either family heritage or combat. But listen, so if Palpatine is the correct owner of it,
Sure.
the person that beat Palpatine is Anakin Skywalker.
Sure.
And if it passes on through lineage,
It should be Luke's.
correct.
Oh my god.
You're welcome.
But I think if a non Mandalorian wins it in combat and it can't be, and it's not won back by another Mandalorian, the owner would just go to whoever had claims on it before it was lost from a Mandalorian.
Probably.
Yeah.
But somewhere in there, Bo-Katan got it back anyways, and she gave it to...
Giancarlo Esposito.
yes. And then the whole Mandalorian thing happens, and then...
Sure.
Yeah.
So I think it also comes down to an interesting bit of Mandalorian lore, which is the Creed.
Only if you're a fanatical Mandalorian.
No.
Yes.
The regular Creed, the slap my balls and call me Timmy one.
Oh,
Yeah.
that one.
Or the one who got killed by that Russian, whatever.
Yeah.
Deep cut reference to Rocky
If
4.
he dies, he dies.
No. So ultimately, the Creed comes down to, a religious devotion to weapons, but also there's like a Klingon level of honor involved.
Which is funny because that Creed got killed by the Russian, but now he's in Star Wars, and this same show. Anyway,
I know, yeah.
Anyway,
No,
continue,
you're right.
continue.
You're right. So, like, I feel like the Mandalorians have this Klingon level amount of devotion to honor, and so Darth Maul may have lost it to Palpatine. And of course, I didn't see this scene. I don't know, but I can pretty confidently say that most likely Maul lost to Palpatine dishonorably, and therefore it wouldn't transfer.
They're in combat.
but honorable combat.
Define honorable lightsaber combat between two Sith.
Exactly. Is there such a thing?
You're right.
I don't think there is, which proves my point.
There is. I mean, I don't think if you're thinking that like Palpatine somehow used the Force to cheat,
Did he?
No.
That is actually surprising.
Maul is a pretty. I mean, he's not like a super strong Force wielder, but he's strong enough to, that would. And not that I think that the movie showed it the best, but when people are like, how the hell did Palpatine beat Mace Windu?
Well, I mean,
it just shows you that his combat skills.
If you're like a ridiculous Star Wars fan, you've probably seen the unused choreography by now.
Right. Yep. Yep.
I have not. I actually prefer the wrestling style kayfabe way that Mace goes out like a punk.
Well, it's in the original choreography, which I think they were going to do the same ooby dooby magic that they did with Phantom Menace, where they were going to just basically use a stunt double and then plaster Ian's face on it.
Oh, sure.
But it was a lot more fighty,
right?
And prequel flashy choreography fightish,
right?
And like Palpatine was really giving them the business. But then they had to scrap that for reasons I can't recall. I think it was a filming, like a schedule snafu with the stunt coordinator or something like that. And so they had to do something completely different. And then that's when, Palpatine's corkscrew and very slow stab thrust that somehow was unblockable move was born.
Yeah.
Between three very good combat wielders.
Some of the best. Kit Fisto and Mace Windu were among the best.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I have feelings about it, too.
I have so many feelings about
But I feel like we've gone off the track of...
Of course we have. This is best threesome ever. Drink. Take these away from me. I'm going to keep eating them. Have some Olays. Would you like sour cream and hot sauce?
No, just have the Olays.
You have to try it together.
Okay.
Bruh.
Whoever's editing this, maybe cut this part. But
Don't.
No. But also...
I think it's my turn. Don't.
But like...
So the Mandalorian. So is Asoka.
Oh, yeah.
That goes into the Asoka trailer, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking...
All sorts of shit. All of the rebels.
Yes.
We got Royal Pain as fucking Hera.
Yep.
We got Chopper, the droid who kills fascists.
Mm-hmm.
We got well, we didn't see Zeb, but we assume he's going to be in it because he had that little Mandalorian cameo.
Mm-hmm.
But we have obviously Sabine.
Yep.
Her hair much longer and yet again a different color.
And I'm okay with that.
We have a little hologram of Ezra.
Hooray!
And the back of Mickelson's head. Or no, not Mickelson.
Yeah, Mickelson.
Not Mads.
Not Mads. It's his
Lars.
brother.
Yeah, Lars. Yeah, Lars Mickelson.
I was about to call him Hans Mickelson, and it was like that seems pretty close
Hans
too.
Gruberson. Lars Mickelson. Reprising his role from Rebels as the voice to come back to be the live action
of Thrawn.
Yes.
Right.
Grand Admiral Thrawn, who's been elusive up to this point.
Very elusive. I mean, other than the end of Rebels, but yeah.
Right. Well, I meant like in the live action. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Never been in live action yet. He was plucked lovingly from the extended universe by Filoni, who's been doing that a lot lately.
Right, which is like when people were all bitching about, when Disney bought Star Wars, and they're like, and then when Disney came out and said, all the books and everything were non-canon, which is where we first met Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Yeah.
I part of me was like, well, that sucks, but then now that they've kind of been pulling bits and pieces in,
They've been squeezing it in, and I'm okay with that. I really hope they make Revan canon. They've kind of made him soft canon. Same thing with Starkiller, with the one of the battalions in Rise of Skywalker being the Revan Legion. So I'm hoping they kind of put him into the High Republic, because the Old Republic I don't think is going to be any form of canon. But people love Revan, and they know that, right. Just like they've kind of soft made Darth Bane canon.
Right. What's the scale there then? Is it soft canon, half chubby canon, and then rock hard canon?
Exactly.
Yeah, okay, cool.
You got it.
Yeah. Cool. All right, just making sure.
1,000%. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
But it looks the Star Warsiest Star Wars has been in a long time. And this is coming from somebody who's a total simp for the prequels. Sorry, not the prequels. The prequels they're fine. But the sequels, I love them, and I
do too.
I recognize their faults and their issues. I do, but on the whole, I feel they were a much higher quality than the prequels were.
And he would like them in it.
Yeah, Rey is a perfect baby, and I would die for her. So,
Yeah.
I'm fucking stoked because I thought that Rebels was the top tier of the animated series.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if you've watched any of it
I
yet.
haven't.
I'm telling you,
You should.
you gotta.
I know,
'Cause
you guys
other
keep
than the
telling me.
skinny lightsabers, it is. It is.
And the helicopter, the ability to use their Sith double-bladed whirly-bird lightsabers as helicopters.
I love that.
I hate it. I hate it so
I
much.
hope you can do it in Jedi Survivor just to make it more canon.
Like, I'd understand it if you could use it for, like, a jump, but, like, there's no way that thing provides enough lift and or is aerodynamic enough to lift you and carry you away.
It's
No.
not. It's a combination of that and the Force, especially now that we have established in canon that the lightsaber blades do have weight.
Right, and I accept that, but they're round.
You don't know that. Sometimes they're round, sometimes they're more like blades. The Dark Saber is a flat blade,
Yeah, but they've established that these ones seem to be round.
and in the first
There's the
iteration of
skinny-
in the first iteration of the movies, they were flat blades.
You're a flat blade.
Until they redid the graphics. But that was because of
Right, stuff.
because of
1970s.
effects, budgetary restraints.
Right, like Alec Guinness actually twisting his wrist to make his lightsaber extend rather than them actually making it extend. In case you didn't know that, you're welcome.
This just in: old man needs help getting things to extend.
Yeah.
Hey! Sorry. Hit him like a jukebox, he'll stop skipping.
I was gonna see how long you guys are gonna let me do that.
But yeah, and two with Rebels, if you want to get a taste for it, watch the. What?
Right after the penis joke.
Well, yeah.
Anyway, continue.
That's how we work. So always usually right after. If you want to get a taste for it, you just want to stick it in your mouth for a little bit, then just watch the did I ruin it?
You robbed all over
I
it.
did.
You truly did.
Watch those the Asoka series things and the you don't necessarily need to watch the Clone Wars one or the whatever the essential is it the Essential Clone Wars episodes or Essential?
It's got Essential Clone Wars episodes, and there's quite a few of them, and I can't remember if it recommends the movie or not. If it does,
No.
don't.
No, it does not recommend the movie.
They try and make a baby hut. They try and sell it like Grogu. They really tried that.
Movie sucks so hard. I hated it, every moment of it. But they did bring back those 30-second Clone Wars episodes.
Yeah, they sure did.
It was fucking
Those
awesome.
are cool.
And if you want to see Mace Windu just fucking destroy some robots,
not to mention though, it's your first look at Asajj Ventress. It's your
Yep.
first look at fucking Grievous.
yep.
Oh, the Gedney Tartakovsky?
Yeah, the old animated.
You get to see how Grievous got his fucking aspirations.
That's what happens when your butt sweats.
His deep breathing aspirations. Because fucking Mace Windu crushes his chest. Anyways, spoilers.
It's hard being the funniest one on this podcast.
I know it really is.
I agree.
I'm glad you feel my plight though, Rob. Your,
Yeah, I
your
do.
empathy is truly.
Ahsoka. Dude, those and to be honest, the Clone Wars and even Rebels episodes with Ahsoka just makes you fall in love with her even more. She's so badass.
She went from pariah to everyone's favorite, and the toxic fans can go suck a dick. Basically, I hate all of you.
Yep.
Because that's what happens, and they forget that that's how they used to act, and that's my problem. Like their dads are the ones who hated Princess Leia, hated her, hated how much of a quote bitch she was, and that's why they had to give her more of a mom energy in the third one. Fucking eat shit. You would have hated Leia had those movies come out now. You would have. She was too strong of a woman, and you can't handle that. Same thing with Ripley. You like Ripley because of nostalgia. Your dads hated Ripley.
Yeah.
Anywho.
Do you ever watch The Ready Room after the Picard episodes?
I've seen a few. I did not watch it with any form of religiosity.
And there's not really, other than like maybe the one with LeVar Burton and his daughter, and the girl that plays his daughter. That's a really good one, only because they talk about like LeVar Burton's very emotional about performing, with the show, and not only that, but like his daughter who grew up, everything. Anyways, they bring back on one of the episodes, spoilers, they bring back the actress who plays Admiral Shelby. And if you remember, if you don't know, Shelby was was in 2 episodes only, but they're the quintessential episodes of Star Trek. When she
was a commander, she was supposed to take over Riker's spot, and Riker was supposed to become captain.
Right, and she made this very good point, because Will Wheaton asked her a question about like how do fans treat you and blah blah blah, and she goes,
"Have you both? By the way, have you both seen the end of Picard? I know you have. So are we going to kind of should our double feature happy ending today be Mandalorian and Picard?
Yeah, sure.
Love it.
Yeah,
Brent.
So she brings up this point about, when I first started going to the things, when my character was first introduced and all this other stuff, she goes, it was amazing how fans would approach me and be like, oh, your character's such a bitch. I hate her. Like, she's such an asshole and so, whatever. And she goes, but over time, nobody says it anymore. Everybody's like, I love how your character doesn't take shit. Your character knows what she wants to go for it, and, like, doesn't let things stand in her way. Does she do it in necessarily the most, militaristic way? No, but you know what? She has a goal, and she doesn't care who's in front of her. And she said that those are how the fans approach her now, and how they approach her character, especially like, and she's talking about white men, very specifically, and she said
weird,
right? And so she goes, it's amazing how the culture has changed and has viewed my character very differently. And like Jonathan Frakes is sitting there next to on the couch next to her, and just he's like, "That's fucking amazing." And she's like, "Absolutely, it is." And it's just it shows a change in culture, not necessarily everybody, but a change when looking at characters like that. And I was like, "That's very awesome." Like that people don't come up to you and say, "Your character was such a bitch."
I'm upset that they did that at all to her.
Well, that's
look at the.
I get it.
And I guarantee you, these same attitudes that shit on the sequels will soften over time. As
Your
soon
dad's
as something
hated Shelby too.
As soon as my dad absolutely did, and as soon as a new Star Wars for people to hate comes out, they'll be like, well, at least it's not as bad as the sequels. At least at least the sequels had this, and Rey was pretty cool. And I fucking guarantee it.
Yeah,
I fucking guarantee it.
That's fair. Can we all agree Pulaski sucked, though?
Pulaski did suck.
As a character.
At first, yes, but then that's the thing. Watch it again. And the reason why we hate Pulaski is because of Data.
No,
and
that's true. How she treated Data?
Data. But by the end of that season, it was a completely different person. And it's, I've been on this argument a lot in the Star Trek shitposting group, because I even posted just for yucks. It's that meme where you have the 9 pictures of people where it's like, thank you for being the best whatever you can be, but then the middle one is always not you.
Yep.
And so I did all the doctors throughout Star Trek, like the chief medical officers, and then put Pulaski in the not you position.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, I should have put, from Enterprise, was it Phlox? Was that the doctor?
Yeah.
I should have put him, because...
Dr. Chickenpox or whatever?
I was going to say, if I recall, he did some kind of genocide. I've barely watched Enterprise. It was not the best.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna, because I'm doing a full watch through of all of the Star Treks. So
gross.
Yeah, it's gonna be awful.
It's like if
it's like as Star Trek Enterprise was, hey, check out these titties, guys, and I understand that. And as the worst theme song ever written, and there's so many people in the group who defend it, and I cannot tell if it's just a long play troll or what.
Sure,
that song sucks. I do not have faith of the heart. It's not even Rod Stewart. Anyway,
it should have been. If it had been Rod Stewart, it might have been better.
Probably could have afforded it. So anyways, Asoka. So other trailers.
Got a new Little Mermaid trailer.
New Mermaid. Yeah.
Got to see more of that. Got to see the prince. Got to see actual Ursula.
I was going to say, we got some Melissa McCarthy singing, didn't we?
We did, yes. We did.
I haven't seen it yet, I'm sorry.
We got some more of the Javier Bardem as fucking...
Dope.
As Triton. Doing a little magic ooby-dooby against Ursula we saw. It was pretty
Nice.
cool. It was a cool trailer. I'm not much for the live-action Disney movies. I actually thought Cinderella was the only one to sort of crush it so far.
No, that's
But this one, I gotta admit, I'm into it. I think it's going to at least be top tier of this completely unnecessary format we're doing.
Yeah.
Especially since they've announced both Lilo and Stitch and Moana for reasons I can't figure out.
Yeah, I don't know why Moana.
It's
Come
been
on.
2 minutes. Can we give it? Can we give it a minute, guys?
Yeah. Yeah. Lilo and Stitch, I get.
Because reasons. Who are they going to get to play Maui?
The Rock.
I
is he
should
playing
fucking hope it's Dwayne Johnson. Yeah.
No, that's been confirmed. He
Oh,
just
is it?
said it himself. He's like, we're doing a live action version. I'm going to be Maui.
Oh God, I hope they put the most bombastically ugly wig on him.
I hope they do too. Bombastic side eye.
He's worn horrible wigs before. I mean, just look at the Scarecrow King, Scorpion King.
Yeah, Scorpion King.
Oh,
There we
Scorpion King. That's it. That's a pretty bad wig. Yeah.
That was a very bad way.
Yeah.
And bad CGI.
Or watch Hercules.
Ooh, another good example.
Ooh, fun fact. No.
Yeah.
I'm not going to watch his or the other one that came out at the exact same time with
No.
what's his face from Twilight?
Oh yeah.
Cam
Cam Gigante.
Yeah.
Cam Gigante.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Cam Gigante.
The one time that the nipples on the body armor
Nipples.
don't match the Rock's body, it's disconcerting.
This is what tripped you up in that movie?
It would
Absolutely.
honestly, I would probably be tripped up by it too.
It's just a simple detail that is a visual that you're going to see the entire fucking movie.
Armor nipples are important.
That just
I know. I saw
how
Batman
could
in
you
that
not? How could you not get it right? Like
Or left.
right.
Nice.
It's
Dad joke quality right there.
Thank you.
it's just the armor looks too small for him. How can you fuck that up?
Maybe they did that so he'd look bigger.
He doesn't need that help. Really,
He's the Rock.
it's pretty.
He's pretty yoked.
Although I was watching some very old footage because I was watching WWE Rivals, and there was some
Sorry.
old footage. Well, some of them are kind of fun, but there was some old footage of him. And man, he was not as big as he is now.
He was.
Yeah, he was skinny.
Yeah,
He was just tall,
weirdly tiny.
tiny, a little bit more, little more pudgy in the neck and face, and
No pudgy.
a little pudgy. Granted, he was 22, 23 maybe.
Sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, he looks way different now.
Yeah.
Good for him. I want to look like The Rock someday.
I don't.
Well,
He's too big.
No, same. I was going to say that I also watched through one of those retrospectives on WWE, specifically the rise and fall of the NWO. Oh, that one is fun to watch.
Which
and
is
just hear the behind the scenes.
How
stuff.
many chapters were on, and I mean this specifically, Hulk Hogan's sprayed on beard?
I don't think they ever talk about it
They
when they talk
never
about the NWO.
talk about it.
Which is funny. They talk about the NWO and WCW so much, and that was a separate entity.
That was such a weird time.
Yeah.
Like,
Maybe
they
it's because
added-
Eric Bischoff came back to.
Well, no, it's because the WWE owns the rights to the WCW now and has since
did they?
2002.
No, that's right.
no, it was.
2002.
It was it?
Yeah. It was that long ago,
I
first
thought
of
it
all.
was like 2008.
Also-
Are you serious?
Yes.
Fuck, now I gotta look this up.
Yeah, because remember they pretty much canceled it right on Nitro. I remember the episode.
Yep.
They were like, "We're
The-
not really going to be on anymore. Or maybe we will."
Yeah, the last episode of Nitro is Shane McMahon coming out and saying that he owns the company now.
Right, and then they never continued it.
Yeah.
It was like
Holy fuck.
Yeah. 2002.
21
2001, actually.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
22 years.
2001. By 2002, they had cycled through it and
And I think I had just
wound
like
down
fallen out of it by then because like I was really into it as a kid, especially Hillbilly Jim. He was my
Really?
Yeah,
Ah.
I don't know why. I just liked him.
Really?
There was something about him. I was just
There's
like, yeah,
only-
overalls, no shirt, straw hat. I could live like that.
There's
That's
only
like
one,
old school.
There's only one wrestler I can think of that's worse than Hillbilly Jim. The Yeti.
Iron Sheik.
Oh, well.
Baby. Isaac Yankem, DDS, who became Kane, my favorite wrestler as a teenager.
Yeah, that's fair.
And who has now become someone I don't want to associate with.
Yeah.
In the worst state. Well, second worst state? Worst state? I don't know. Florida and Tennessee are really going head to head for who can be the worst state.
Arizona's.
Ooh, no.
Arizona's like
Arizona
third or fourth. Tennessee and Florida are really going for it.
Yeah. But no, the Yeti. Do you remember the Yeti?
I do remember the Yeti.
I'm sorry that you remember the Yeti.
The Red Rooster. Anybody remember Red Rooster?
The Machine? Anyone? The Machine?
IRS.
Oh, shit.
Oh, I can see the glasses and mullet like it's yesterday. The sleeveless button-up he wore, that dude ruled.
And suspenders.
Like he
glasses.
sucked, but his fit was...
On the other side of that, for stables that I loved, the Dudleys.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking love the Dudleys, man.
The Legion of Doom.
Which good version?
Animal and Hawk. One of them.
Okay.
I think it was Hawk. Went to my high school and held the weightlifting record for a very long time until I think fairly recently.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I think one of them is dead and one of them is a lot skinnier than he used to be.
Correct.
Yes, correct.
So anyway, The Little Mermaid.
Oh, yeah.
Little Mermaid. So live action Disney.
Hold on. I have to backtrack to The Rock.
Because of
Moana. Yep, there it is.
that's how.
Okay.
Classic.
That was just Maui messing around.
Some vintage best threesome ever for you.
Yeah.
There you go.
No kidding. You're welcome.
What other trailers did we get? We got a lot of trailers.
Well, let's
so many.
talk about the one.
The one?
Yeah.
Which one?
The Flash, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Got some Batman.
I actually think so. I can't remember if we've gotten basically two since the last time, but we definitely
We've just gotten the one.
okay. So we've got a new one.
Yeah.
And it gave us a lot.
So I brought this up before the show because I desperately wanted to talk about it. And then, like, halfway through my question, I looked at Kevin and I went, oh, no, wait. Let's start recording before I ask. So,
Fans
Kevin,
of the show will know that there's a line in the first Batman I don't care for.
and those who have watched the trailer know that line is in the new Flash trailer.
It sure is, and that is when Michael Keaton as Bruce Wayne says, and it is Bruce Wayne because if I recall, he's taken off the mask.
Yes. At that
He
point,
says,
he's got the mask.
You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts.
That's in the original 89.
I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate that line.
Now.
You hate that line?
I do.
Really?
It's just not Batman.
Yeah.
At all.
But he's not Batman at the time.
He's Bruce
But
Wayne.
he is. Bruce Wayne, and that is the thing about Bruce Wayne is that when he left to go become the Batman, Bruce Wayne died. He is the Batman. Bruce Wayne is his disguise.
Yeah.
Much like Clark Kent.
Okay. Fair.
So,
But in the new trailer.
it was a very Michael Keaton moment and not a Batman moment. So in the trailer, he says it. And he says it very calm, very collected.
Admittedly, like a little world weary,
Yeah.
which I kind of love.
Through a nostalgia filter, I dig it.
You're so full of shit.
Especially,
you hypocrite.
I am a piece of shit and a hypocrite. I know it. But it's because he says it so different. And he says it like a weary old Batman.
I don't even know you, man.
I know.
How are we friends? I don't understand how we're friends
I will
anymore.
continue to hate that line in the '89 Batman, but as a nostalgic fun thing, I'm like,
As a
okay.
throwback?
I'm like, okay, you got
I don't
me.
even know you anymore, man. Who are you? The fuck? Friendship over.
Still my second least favorite Batman.
Wait, who's your Clooney?
Yes, sorry, you had to ask.
Michael Keaton's one of you, towards the bottom of your list?
He absolutely is.
That's weird. Mm-hmm. Because Val Kilmer was Batman for a hot minute.
He was, and he is the third weakest. But I also really like his Batman. I don't like the movie, but I thought Val Kilmer was still a great choice to play him. And I think if Val Kilmer had played him under a better script and a better director, I think he could have been an incredible Batman.
Potentially, yeah.
And that's why he was perfect to play a fucking blunt man in Blunt Man v. Chronic, Bongs of Destiny, or whatever the fuck that fake movie was called.
Which I still haven't seen that one either.
Oh, it has so many moments you're like, this needed an editor that wasn't Kevin Smith so badly. But on the whole, it's a delightful film.
Back on your hole. God damn it.
I know. But yeah, so it honestly goes Batfleck, fucking Battinson. I was gonna turn
Bailman.
I was gonna
Bailman, I think, is the best one.
Bateman. Get it?
I do, and I hate you.
Kilmer, Keaton, fucking Clooney. West, West, I have a little crowbar separation because it was a TV show, not a film. It was a completely different style of
there
Batman.
was a Batman movie.
Do you feel that way about Conroy too? Then
There was, but was it a movie or was it a really long episode?
It's a really long episode.
it's a really long episode that was released in theaters.
I know. But there are still a lot of movies that are based on TV shows that are just a really long episode. Looking at you kill 7 brides for 7 king brothers.
Right.
Uhtred, Sword of Uhtred.
Oh, 7 Kings Must Die.
Son of Uhtred, son of Uhtred.
Has it come out?
son of Uhtred.
It has.
It has?
Yes.
I didn't even know when it came out.
It came out like last week. I watched it already.
In the theater?
No, it's just on Netflix.
Oh.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
Okay.
It was a
good Last Kingdom episode.
Yes, it was a good, extremely long Last Kingdom episode that wrapped everything up nicely.
Okay.
I thought they already did that in the series, but okay.
It wrapped it up better.
Again?
Yes,
Okay.
just like that Pirates of the Caribbean movie.
Which one?
The 5th one. I said the okay one, not the bad one. The bad one is the 4th one. The one that ended the same way Splash did.
It sure did.
Yeah, Splash. That was a PG movie. Anyways,
So Asoka.
no, we're on.
No, I know
The
where
Flash.
we are. Wait, where? Are we?
Anywho, yeah, we were on The Flash. So,
Oh yeah.
So yes, through nostalgia filters, fine. All of the lightning shit that's happening, the super yoked Flash suit that alternate universe Barry's fucking rocking, where he's huge in it with the blue lightning and shit. Totally awesome. The shot of the 3 of them with fucking Batman there, and then the 2 Flash, and then fucking Supergirl up there. Supergirl, who I am already going to declare I would die for. I love her.
Genuinely thought that sentence was going to end at "I would."
Bang, bang, bang. I am in awe of this girl playing Supergirl.
She looks great.
She is. I'm so excited to see specifically her because I'm mortified that she is obviously going to be shuffled loose this particular cinematic mortal coil to make way for Gunn's new DCEU. And I understand that this movie, I think they're going to crowbar in some stuff that will obviously lead into the new thing because they're obviously making this a Flashpoint, New 52 bullshit. Fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
But this looks like it's going to be DC's opus.
Okay.
Of at least of the DCEU.
Yeah.
Yes, Ezra Miller has been a problem, but at least he has made strides to be better. And if that is legitimate, if he is true about this, and this isn't just forced so that they can save some face, who knows? But it seems like they're being legitimate about it, and that they want to do better. So
yeah, I'm trying to find the word too, and I can't find it either. Yeah, I know what you're trying to say, but I can't find the word you want either. I keep coming to complicit, and that's incorrect. Yeah. I will say the one thing that annoyed me about the trailer. Zod.
How?
I don't care. We've seen him die how many times now?
I know, but here's the thing.
I have very similar feelings when we get to fucking Picard. We can talk about that too. Like
Man of Steel. Borg. So Man of Steel. Spoilers. Shit. Man of Steel has. I love Man of Steel. It is not without issue.
Well, no, that's
namely how Jonathan Kent dies. It's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. because the whole point of Jonathan Kent's death was the heart attack was something that Clark Kent could not save him from. That's the whole point. It's, the issue, obviously. But you know what was not an issue in Man of Steel? Michael Shannon is fucking Zod.
Correct.
He can be in every DC movie and show up as Zod and be like, I'm here. I don't even know why. And I'd be like, yeah. I don't care.
And I have no problem with him in Man of Steel. I have a little bit more of a problem with him when he shows up in Batman v Superman. But that's because they crowbarred in fucking Doomsday in such a weird-ass way.
So weird.
So fucking...
Again, a movie I like, but understand it has even more issues. But I still like, because it was fun.
Yeah. That one's rough. So, but he dies again.
Because it's a different Zod, different universe. And they're even repeating, what happened with Man of Steel. That's the point.
Yeah. I understand.
And I don't think it's going to be a huge part of the movie. I really don't.
No.
Nick?
Yes.
Awesome.
Cool.
It's a DC movie, so I'm skeptical.
I also like
It's got Batman.
I know.
It does have Batman. I was going to say...
and Pattinson. Somehow, I don't give a shit.
Oh, yeah. That would be fun. I kind of want them to shoehorn in Grant Gustin somehow, too.
He was shoehorned into Titans
Grant
last
Gustin
week.
was?
Yeah.
Awesome.
So was Shazam.
Shazam!
Oh. Less awesome, but okay.
The Shazam?
Like, less awesome, more...
or a new
what?
Shazam?
The
DCEU.
DCEU.
Shazam.
Okay.
Yep. I want them to shoehorn in Grant Gustin, and I would love to see them try and shoehorn in the Spirit. I mean, Stephen Amell. I mean, Green Arrow. I'm with Nick on this one. I'm cautious because it's a DC film, and it's a DC film from the previous run. So I'm nervous.
And real quick, in the last episode of Titans, spoilers by the alert, had cameos, heavy quotation marks, by Cesar Romero's Joker, Grant Gustin's Flash, Zachary Levi's Shazam, and even Beast Boy from Teen Titans Go, as well as Stargirl and Cyborg from Doom Patrol.
Wow.
I'm sorry. Did you just say that Cesar Romero's Joker was shoehorned into the episode?
Correct.
What? Like, I assume archive footage, but fuck, man, that's awesome.
And it had one more, and it was... and I didn't quite recognize who it was, and I had to look him up, and now, even after... Oh, it had Swamp Thing, too. But there was another one I had to look up, because I recognized it, but I didn't. And it was it Smallville's Dr. Fate, I think? Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
All right, moving on. Marvels!
Yes.
The Marvels! We haven't talked about the Marvels.
haven't talked about the
Holy
Marvels.
shit.
The Marvels.
Thank you.
Oh,
Looks
my
good.
God.
It looks really good.
It looks
Yeah.
so good.
I will say that I don't often agree with people who whine on the internet,
Okay.
but it does happen occasionally.
Okay.
And one of those times was how shitty Sonic looked in his first reveal, and that Kamala Khan's costume looked better in the show than it does in this movie.
Yes, I agree.
All right. I guess I haven't looked at them side by side, so I don't know. But
I liked it a little better in the show. It was a little more, I almost want to say armory.
okay.
This one, it looks a little more like cloth. It's hard to explain, really. But the one in the show looked a little more three-dimensional. But yeah, I dug everything this trailer threw at us. Even though we have no idea what's going on or why it's going on. It had Nick Fury. It had all sorts of timey-wimey
Right.
business.
Right.
It had a very slapsticky Captain Marvel, which I was very into.
Yeah, same, actually. I like the body switching comedy thing that's going on, and that's fun. Because look, say what you will about like Brie Larson and oh god damn it, I am blanking on the actress's name who's playing Photon. Anyways, say what you want about Carol Danvers, Marvel, and
Monica
Photon,
Rambeau.
Monica Rambeau. They don't do comedy in their respective properties. Like, there's a little bit of humor in the original Captain Marvel. It's good. It's just not
Tiana Paris.
Tiana Paris. Awesome. But I feel a little bit that the inclusion of Kamala Khan is sort of dragging the other two characters into a comedic realm, and that's just not terribly comfortable. I'm not saying it won't work. I'm just saying at the moment it feels jarring.
See, and the thing is that I think Captain Marvel did have comedy, but her comedy was like comebacks. She had the exact same comedic style and timing as Robert Downey Jr. did in the first couple Iron Man movies.
Oh, sure.
Where it was very sarcastic, very quippy,
Very cynical.
and she had the exact same cadences, which is why it annoyed me that they said like, oh, she's not fun. I'm like, she's the exact same, and like not to say she was just copycatting Iron Man. I'm just saying like she had that same kind of
That energy.
like that same sort of about her.
Yeah.
But now she's allowing herself to be a little sillier, which is fine. But to
Yeah.
say that she didn't have any comedic moments is
That it was
not true, because she definitely had a lot of fun in the first one.
That's fair. I guess what I mean is more along the idea of the style of comedy, where I feel like Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel, is a goofy, silly, kiddie, kind of wholesome funny and wholesome comedy. It's really sweet to watch her be funny on screen. She's got a little bit of that, 90s ditzy girl thing.
She is upsettingly charming.
Yeah. Yeah. But like that style of comedy that she does in her TV show
Is definitely not what.
is just kind of jarring to me when you throw it up against Brie Larson's Captain Marvel.
But I'm
ready to see it.
I'm excited to see them.
Yeah.
I don't want to say come down to her level, but that's the best way I can say it.
Yeah, and I didn't want to say that either, really, but like, yeah. Poop.
So loquacious.
Speaking of coming down to somebody's level.
Poop. Classic.
That's what I was looking for. I still feel there's like one more trailer.
Is there one more?
but
God damn it.
I don't remember what it was. It was a new Guardian, but it didn't really show much of anything.
Yeah, there's not much in that new Guardians trailer. I'll tell you, though, I'm not terribly excited about the Guardians movie. I wish I was more excited about it.
I'm not either.
Isn't it coming out like next week?
May 5th, yep.
Yeah. So it's too bad.
Yep. So
I am excited just to see where it goes, and to see if I'm right. And I do think it's going to be good, especially since we now have found out that this is going to be the MCU's first F-bomb.
Oh, yes.
I was watching TikTok, and it was Marion, the two guys that played the Hobbits and
I saw that video.
Oh, yeah, where they're talking about where they would put it in Lord of the Rings.
Yep.
yeah,
Fucking fool of a took.
fucking troll cave.
They have a fucking cave troll.
Yeah. Fucking cave troll. Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
Speaking of cave trolls, Kevin, you and I saw a movie.
How does... No, hang on. No, hold on. I have to question your segue on this one.
Don't. Trolls, because
Continue.
D&D.
You're wondering how I liked it?
Yeah,
I fucking loved it.
it was fun.
It was really fun.
It was fun.
It was way better than it had any right being. It was far more emotional than it had any right being.
Right.
Even though it was a little obvious what was
Yeah.
going to happen.
Yeah.
It was still fun to observe. The cameo from the 1980s Dungeons and Dragons cartoon characters was
Hilarious.
way more than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Like they were a pretty big part of that whole scene. And you saw them a lot.
Yeah, they didn't say anything, but you saw them a lot.
They didn't say anything, but it was undeniably them.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously Bobby got a little older and a little buffer
Right.
because he went from being a kid to just being a fucking yoke monster. But
Like an adult that looked like they shrunk down to be a kid. And then he gets an axe.
because I mean, he was a barbarian, so
Right.
Instead of because Club was, if you ask me, most of their weapons were stupid.
Well, that was an 80s cartoon.
That's why the only good weapon
It was a bow that
made its way into my campaign.
it was a bow that shoots magical arrows.
Exactly.
Love that weapon.
Me too.
Yeah, it was fun. I had a lot of. There were some parts that was kind of like, yeah, okay, but I liked all like the. you name it, they put that species, every little D&D species they could think of, they crammed in that movie. And
so there was a part that I thought was a Star Trek homage, but it turns out it is in the Wizards of the Coast, like official, like that land's map, and that was Kelvin Hill.
Oh, okay.
When they showed it at the beginning, when they were going through the map, they showed Kelvin Hill, and I was all like, "Is that a Star Trek reference?" Because Chris Pine. I found out no, that is actually part of their official map, and boy howdy, did they sniff their own farts on their lore, and I did not mind one goddamn bit. Yes, Rob, how can I help you?
How many mimics are in this movie?
Just the one. Sorry.
Not interested then.
And the tiefling person,
He is spicy on the mic today.
Love
isn't he?
her.
she was in. I'm definitely not okay with this, and yes. But she was in. I was first introduced to her, and I'm definitely not okay with this. She was brilliant in that, and so it was exciting to see her in this role. And I think pretty much she stole the show.
She really did.
Sophia Lillis?
Yeah, she was very, very good in this film.
And of course, the Paladin was also very fun.
He was very fun. Speaking of people sniffing their own farts.
Right? And Chris Pine's character, I couldn't decide. Bard?
Yeah, he's a bard.
Okay.
A bard with absolutely zero combat
Yeah. None.
Awesome.
skills.
Zero.
None. He does nothing.
He's got a loot.
He hits a guy with his loot once.
Good.
He's like you, Rob.
He doesn't cast any goddamn spells. He literally is just there to be Chris
gets-
Pine with those gorgeous eyes.
He
He
comes
gets
up with
by on
ideas.
charm. I love it.
and even then, not all the time.
Yeah. His charisma.
His dice are a little cursed.
his
God love him for it.
his charisma doesn't always work, but
He's just wonderful to watch in this film.
yeah, it was like watching somebody else's campaign.
It really was like
on
this
a live
was
action.
This
Well, you
is
guys-
a lovingly crafted campaign.
You guys saw the the promotional footage that came out of everyone in the cast playing the game.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Michelle Rodriguez was a goddamn delight in it.
As always.
Yeah, as always. And the kid from Pokemon as the
Justice
wizard.
Smith.
Yes. Was
I loved him in the Get Down.
me,
It's
me
so
too.
disappointing that show went off.
He was the
And
kid that was a wizard, the half elf wizard.
Yeah, he was also in that vampire movie that wasn't great, but I liked.
Yeah, he was fun. His character was a lot of comic relief. I almost want to say, but
Yeah.
not really. But yeah,
Well, I mean, obviously Chris Pine also very
Yeah.
much, but I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
he was. I think he was supposed to be like the audience surrogate.
okay. He kind of. This is going to be a poll. He kind of reminded me of the wizard that's in Conan the Barbarian. No, Red Sonja. No, Conan the Barbarian. The like dude with like the bald dude that wears a little metal thing on his head that actually can't really do magic, but kind of does magic. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
No, it's been a long time
Yeah.
since I've seen those movies.
I'm talking about the original Arnold
I-
Schwarzenegger.
I know.
Okay.
I figured you weren't talking about the Jason Momoa one that
Right.
Yeah.
we shan't talk about, even though it had Rachel Nichols' boobies in it.
Boobies.
Boobies. All right.
Anyways, kind of reminded me of him, but a little bit better in his magic once he discovered he could actually do magic.
And what was really interesting is that they stuck with the whole red wizards are bad thing,
Right.
From again the fucking 80s cartoon with Venger and and this girl who was definitely like a she's basically Karina.
Yeah.
The girl who like she was like the sweet thing that like joined the show, and then turned out she was the red
Right.
wizard, and turned out she was like the new like replacement for Venger and shit. And
I really like what
she-
they did with her costume too.
oh, me too. She was very, very good. Just a fucking great villain.
Right. So overall, I mean, if you have any history with D&D, whether it's just a little bit or a bit, go see it.
Yeah, there was a cameo that I missed because I had to go refill pop, go to the bathroom, and I had to go get a couple of those tankards that they had at the AMC bar. So I missed Bradley Cooper as a halfling.
Yeah.
I missed that whole cameo.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. I was like, is that really
So-
Bradley Cooper?
So
Yep,
I'm-
it sure is.
So I'm going to have to see that again.
Sure is Bradley Cooper. Yeah, it was
Only one mimic. Do not go see.
You know what? Zero beholders. Despite the fact that they were really like slapping beholders in all of the promotional stuff for this film.
That's fair.
There was not a single fuck beholder.
No.
Not one.
No.
It was a weird choice. There might have been one like in the scenery of the arena part, but like there was no like
I never watched it again.
main beholder, like at all.
Yeah, you really have to kind of watch it twice. Once to watch it for the story, then one to watch it for all the
fucking catch everything.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Because we saw the Undercity, the capital of the Drow.
Mensa Baranzan?
But we didn't actually see any Drow.
Correct.
But
I know, I've heard.
yes,
I'm not excited about that.
They're
by the
saying
way.
Drizzt will be in the next one.
I'm not excited about that.
I mean, he's the Drow. You can't have Dungeons and Dragons be like an official Wizard of the Coast thing and not at least have him show up and be like, "Hi guys, here's my little kitty. You know these swords." Woo.
Right.
He's the mascot for crying out loud.
I know.
And then when what's his nuts? The paladin was saving the little child from the fish. I couldn't help but think of Kai's character from our campaign, and I was just like, it's a cat person.
Sure is.
And then I just want to go, where's my ball of yarn? Because Megan and I keep saying we need to get a ball of yarn.
Should.
We're going to.
Do it.
In the game, we're going to make one. Either make one or find one.
Or you could actually give them.
I was going to say, like, do you want a ball of yarn? I can get you a ball of yarn. I've got plenty.
What else?
I think that's just about it.
Yeah.
You want to get to nerd grabs?
Sure. I'd love to get to nerd grabs. I probably have the least. I got a hat.
I definitely have the most.
My old favorite hat fell apart.
No.
I know. I've had it for so many years. And then I found this online. It's
the 90s Mountain Dew logo.
It is
which I dig.
Which it is, and it's like,
early 90s before they made it edgy.
Yep.
But it's just a Mountain Dew, trucker hat that's antiqued or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, it's roughed up.
It's the fake roughed up, but trust me, the amount of times that I'm going to wear this thing,
It's going to get real roughed up.
oh yeah. Like I said, I should have brought the old one in for comparison, but it's had a life to tell you that
I believe you. I believe you.
But it's fallen apart, and it was time for a new one. And I saw this one, and I thought it was appropriate. And I like Mountain Dew, so it's
Fair enough.
yeah. Whoa, shit, dude, fallen.
Oh.
That's all I had.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. I got cool things from Kevin. Kevin got me a green kyber crystal from Star Wars Land, and a Tron pin, which I'm super jelly that he fucking got on the Tron ride because it was open and it was closed when I was there.
Yeah, mine's going to be the longest, so I'll probably go last.
It's okay. I'll get there eventually. It's a very cool pin. It's a little 3D Tron game on.
Nice.
With Tron trying to connect to Allen 1 in the CPU. So
Nice.
I like it. I dig it. Oh wait, I guess it's not really Allen. I guess it's from the new Tron. So I guess it's.
They didn't have much for the Ultron. They did have identity discs, which were absolutely just Frisbees with stickers on them.
Awesome.
Well, I mean, that's all they were in the goddamn movie.
I mean, yeah, but
I used to have a glow in the dark Frisbee growing up, and I totally ripped it had like this moon sticker on it, or whatever the fuck it was, and I totally ripped it off, and I totally took a Sharpie on it.
and made an identity disc.
Oh,
And I feel bad because they also had Flynn's Arcade tokens. And I got a gold one and a silver one, and I should have gotten more.
Yeah.
I really should have, and I feel like a ponce for not getting more of them. But
fuck is my Flynn's Arcade token?
I'll see what I can do.
it's all right. I got a Flynn's Arcade T-shirt. I'm good. But I would have enjoyed tokens too. But so thank you for that, Kevin.
You're very welcome.
Appreciate it. That's all my nerd grips. That's all I got.
I can't think of anything I've gotten recently except for what Kevin brought me back, which is a little Squishmallow style
Wicket the Ewok.
Wicket the Ewok, yeah.
And he is just the most huggable son of a bitch.
I've been sitting here the whole show, just sort of like on and off, just absent-mindedly going, "Aw, he's squishy." Just, nah. Anyways, and then he also got me a Haunted Mansion pin, which is dope.
So each person got a Star Wars thing and a pin.
Yeah.
We're all about the pins.
But yes, I am.
I'm a pinaholic.
Same.
They're fun things.
We
to
have
get.
talked about this.
I
Like,
know we have.
we should probably look at each other's sets.
and do a little bit of tradesies.
A little bit.
Yeah, I'd be into that.
Yeah.
I actually did a lot of pin trading. So if you're done, I guess I'll just go.
Go ahead.
All right. So I was at Disney.
You sure were.
And we did all 4 parks, which ended up being a lot by the end of the week.
And you did Animal Kingdom too, didn't you?
Yeah, we did. We did. And I hadn't been there in quite a while. I was last there probably 4, maybe 5 years ago. Maybe 6. Anywho. I hadn't been there for a bit. And the last time I was there, I tried to do the Avatar Flight of Passage. Mm-hmm. And I could not. My legs wouldn't fit in the thing that clamps down on you. Because my calves were too big. I was a little too chubby for it, so they had to kick me out, and I felt very bad. And I was with because that was when I went with Crystal and Ian when we went for the Mickey's Not So Spooky Halloween Jibbity Jab. And so yeah, I couldn't fit in it. So I was able to do that this time. As a matter of fact, I was able to go on all 4 of the biggest rides this time.
Awesome.
So at the beginning of the week, actually Monday was the best day ever. That was the day we went to Star Warsburg, and it was rainy at the beginning of the day. So it kept out all of the regulars.
Yeah.
They were like, fuck it, I'm not going. So, like, we got there, and it was fucking empty.
Awesome.
It was empty.
Awesome.
So, like, when we went to go do Smuggler's Run, it was just the 4 of us. We didn't even have 2 extra passengers. And so I got to pilot again. And yes, I was in the chewy spot. And yes, I got to pull down on the fucking high road thing. I was like, anyway.
I had the biggest shit-eating grin when I pulled in that thing. I don't think I could have smiled any bigger.
Finally, after 3 years, I got to go on fucking Rise of the Resistance.
Yay!
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
We did build another lightsaber because I have a literal physical problem. I got this cool
Ice cream maker
bank from Mandalorian, which
so
you
cool.
actually have to put in a passcode and it unlocks the same way and it pops open.
It is so fucking
And I'm going to
cool.
see if they want to use it for the film we're doing.
Nice. Do it. We
I got
will.
Kylo Ren's cape. It is humongous because I got the 2XL, 3XL, and I wish I had gotten a size smaller.
It's
as big. It's like leathery.
Okay.
Cloak.
Okay. Yeah.
It is humongous, and I love it. I'm actually going to let Lee use it because I know he has problems finding good costume pieces because he's enormous. He's like 9 feet tall.
So it's his new thing, not the one from the first time we seen where it's like that half wrap thing.
Well, no, because the cape and the wrap are 2 separate pieces.
Okay.
The hood was never part of his cape. The cape is a separate thing, and that's why you see him wearing it without the hood so often. They were separate pieces. And so this is just the cape, and it snaps around, and it's heavy, and it was like $150.
You spent so much.
I really did. And I also bought Ray's armbands, which I'm going to integrate into my costume, too.
That's fucking awesome.
I can't. Guys, seriously, I have issues. So that's what I got there. And then Tuesday I went to Animal Kingdom, and I finally got to go on the Avatar thing. Didn't spend a lot there. I did get one of those canteens that they have. It was the best choice I ever made because you need water.
You do.
And this was like a good way to keep it on my person. And I also had like a hip fanny pack thing.
Nice.
The hip and thigh holster kind.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Which I saw another dude wearing, and we were both wearing like similar shirts to him. We were like, yeah.
Of course you did.
It was great. But we, of course, ate at Sanaa, which is like my favorite restaurant at Disney. Wednesday we took a day off and we went to like kitschy souvenir shop.
I saw that picture.
Yep.
I wondered what was like, okay, are those like? Do they just get to like the knockoff stuff?
No, they get like retired stuff in bulk.
I wasn't sure like if it was just like sketchy fucking knockoff made in.
They get like legit stuff. They just get stuff that's retired stuff. They get stuff like at a deal in bulk. But no, they get legit.
So it's all
things.
legit stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like they certainly have some knockoff things and that kind of but and that's I don't usually get stuff from there. Like I'll get small things. Like I got a ring that I was really excited about that said it was stainless steel, and no, it wasn't. Because after a while, my pinky finger turned colors, and I was so sad because I loved this ring. But whatever. And there was a Captain Phasma shirt I wanted, but then I ended up not getting.
Is it discounted or is it?
Yeah, it's pretty cheap.
Okay. Because I saw a bunch of those places.
And like the legit Disney stuff, you'll usually find for like maybe $5-10 off the park price, so it can still sometimes be expensive. But
Right. I saw those places, and I was just like, I went through a roller coaster of emotions because my mind went off a train about, those parents that just cheap ass. We're not going to go to Disney, but we'll bring you to this store where there's all
you
this
can get like
knockoff.
legit things. Like I got a few pins there for myself.
Nice.
Especially because it's a good place to get like pins for training at the parks.
Oh.
So,
sure. Nice.
so keep that in mind for next time.
I will.
And then Thursday was Magic Kingdom, which I also haven't been to in a long time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And did Space Mountain.
Sure.
It was amazing.
Space is so fun. I was giggling.
Such a good roller coaster.
Did the People Mover, which I forgot that it had that one section where like it gets so dark that you stop existing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the Tomorrowland People Mover?
Yeah. And then we ate at Tony's on Main Street for lunch. The Italian place.
yeah.
I've eaten there a number of times. It's always delicious.
Yeah. Joanna and I
for-
went there the first time we went to Disney.
Yeah, for dinner we did Be Our Guest. I assure you, the gray stuff was in fact fucking delicious.
Nice.
And we went on.
Did you ask the dishes too?
I didn't. I did. They didn't respond.
Okay.
Bastards.
I know. But we went on Tron, and this thing has been open for like 2 weeks now, something like that.
Something like that.
We went on Tron. We had to
fast pass it?
we had to buy the pass to get on it. We spent the $20 or whatever.
Why
You know what?
not?
Fuck it, worth it.
Yeah, totally.
You didn't make that special phone call to our special friend?
No.
They can't always get.
I know.
because we tried and.
I know.
And they
Did you see them at all?
I did not because we had opposite park schedules, and they had to go home for like basically it's say goodbye to a pet issue.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
And so, but no, it's okay. But yeah, so
on Tron.
we happily paid it. It was incredible. So, and then I'll get to this, but then our last day was at Epcot, and I did get to go on Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh,
and
nice.
So basically,
Jealous.
so I got to go on all four of each of the parks like newest best
Right.
ride. So Guardians of the Galaxy versus Tron. I'm going to break this down.
Okay. They're both roller coasters, right?
Yes. Though Tron is a little bit different.
Okay.
They're both kind of different because Guardians of the Galaxy has this thing where it spins around a bunch, like it keeps going left to right because
Okay.
you're looking at different things, and it plays with gravity. And,
Oh, gotcha.
and
Kind of like the
time portals.
Buzz Lightyear.
Okay. So it's a little bit more dark ridey than...
Yes, but like you see planets and stuff like that, and it does this like corkscrew funnel thing around a moon that was the best part of the ride. Now the issue is that it has several tracks you can get. Some of them are good, and some of them are Disco Inferno. I got Disco Inferno. And it has this thing before, like, as the ride's starting and you go through all these different rooms, and fucking Terry Crews is there for some reason, and I really hope he plays Nova, because he's part of the Nova Corps.
Love it.
It's the best. I was like, yeah, you tell me, Terry Crews, I'll do whatever you say. But then, like, you get on this coaster, and, like, Celestial is like, humanity is dumb. I'm going to undo you guys now. Fuck. And so it acknowledges the Eternals exists. Well, that was nice.
Sure.
And so the whole point is like you're following the Eternal through this time portal with the Guardians of the Galaxy to save Earth and more specifically save rock and roll. And after Star-Lord declares that he's not going to let him erase rock and roll, it plays Disco Inferno. The song sucks. So
And isn't rock and roll.
it's not rock and roll.
It's literally in the fucking title.
I told Ian that because Ian was so excited for me to get on this ride. He wanted to know what I thought.
How many
of it.
is it? Like a big group ride, or is it how many?
Yeah, it's a big group ride.
So kind of like Star Tours.
No. It's a roller coaster, man.
Oh, okay.
Like it's an actual roller coaster. It's if I had to liken it to a roller coaster, rock and roller coaster, just with more G forces.
And less dated references.
And which I couldn't go on that because they were renovating it to make a Queen.
I know.
Yeah, I couldn't go on it either.
And so Tron I was worried about because it does have size restrictions, and that is one of its biggest downfalls. And that coupled with the fact that it's a bit short, but still long enough. But basically, you get onto a light cycle and it has these 4 handlebars. 2 for shorter people, 2 for taller people, and you have to pull it down. And as you pull it down, a back thing closes you in, and then these two handlebars come out from the sides and lock in behind your calves.
Okay.
To keep you locked into this motorcycle, because this thing goes fucking fast, and you're open. You're not belted in at all. There's no seat belts. There's no nothing. You just have the clamp behind you and the two handlebars that lock in your legs.
Oh, I don't like that.
It's awesome.
I believe you, but I don't like that.
It is an engineering wonder. Like, you feel perfectly secure. So, like, you close it down.
I don't believe you.
And that's the thing. I was like, oh, this is gnarly. This is terrifying. But then you lock in and you're hunched forward like you're on a fucking motorcycle. And, like, it's like, are you ready to get fucked? And you're like, yeah. And then you get fucked. Like, it launches you like you're going to die.
Like
and the whole thing is like, yep. And basically the thing is it's like a light cycle run where you're battling the yellow team, you're the blue team. All the while to Tron music, and it does a brief part outside, but most of it's inside, and the lights are amazing, the spins are amazing, and you're like, how am I not dead?
You go upside down?
You get
banky.
You get close.
You get close to upside down, but not quite. But that would be it does get probably at about I would say a 45-degree angle at some point. That would be a terrible place for you to get stuck if the ride broke down, because like you're locked in. But it is a marvel of engineering. And,
of course,
and I it's so fast, both in time and speeds.
Right.
And I because of my love of Tron and just how they designed this ride, the speed of it, I enjoyed it more than Guardians of the Galaxy. And I think the fact that I got a shitty track assisted with that. Now, a couple people in my party definitely like Guardians of the Galaxy better, probably because they felt safer in that ride. Even though it spins while it's on a coaster,
right?
Like you definitely feel a little bit more secure.
Okay.
But yeah, Tron, I would have gone on it 5 more times if I could have. Yeah. So and then after the ride, I spent just a shitload of money in the store.
Yeah, you did.
So I got a coat that lights up. Yeah. I got a helmet that lights up. I got a bunch of pins, including the inaugural. I was one of the first to ride this ride pin that you had to be an annual pass holder to get. But there was a guy who was in line, because we didn't realize that when we first grabbed the pins. You have to be an annual pass holder. And the guy was like, well, I'm an annual pass holder. I'll help you out. And then it ended up, that wasn't even necessary. The guy was like, you know what? We'll make an exception, probably because he saw how much we're fucking spending. Because Kai also got a backpack and one of the identity discs, which is different from the ones that came out with the movie, because it's also a Bluetooth speaker and interactive. You can put like chips in it, and it has like, you can give it basically the personality of people from the movie, or you can create your own personality for it. With its own lights and sounds and stuff like that. You can make your own action figure of you in a Tron suit. Where it has your holographic face over the inside the mask of the action figure.
That's awesome.
There's so much cool stuff. So I got the jacket, I got the helmet, I got a few pins. I got a couple of Flynn's Arcade tokens. I would say the majority of my money was spent at Star Wars and Tron.
I believe you.
But yeah, it was just such a much needed vacation.
Yeah.
I hadn't been away in a while, and even the road trip was fairly easy, especially on the way back home. I tried to spend as little time and money in Tennessee as possible.
Fair. As you should always do, but especially now.
But yeah, it was nice being at the couple of the parks I hadn't been at for a while. We of course got Valkyrie Donuts and Susai Burritos again, which if you haven't been to that and you go to Orlando, I can't recommend it enough. It's in sort of the northeastern section of Orlando, so it's something you kind of got to get on your way in or your way out.
I was going to say, it's up even near Kissimmee then? Or?
No, because it's on the opposite side. Like it's on the other side of like downtown Orlando.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Okay.
And so.
All right.
It's south. That's where I used to live.
Yeah.
But it's a little out of the way, but it's fucking worth it. Valkyrie Donuts I found on a whim before I had even gone back to Disney initially, because I was trying to find Valkyrie inspired tattoos
Oh,
So
sure.
I was searching like Valkyrie images. I saw these giant square donuts, and I'm like, "What the fuck are these donuts?" And I found out they're Valkyrie donuts. They're vegan, and they're only in Orlando, Florida. I'm like, "Well, next time I go to Orlando, I got to go." Now it's a tradition. They are that good, especially the passion fruit strawberry donut, which is a regular that they almost always have. And then it's right next to a sushi burrito place, where unlike most sushi burritos, where they're wrapped in like seaweed, these are actually wrapped in a tortilla.
Interesting.
Panko breaded and deep fried.
Oh,
I know it sounds fucking weird. They are heaven.
Did you go to Universal or no?
No.
Okay.
I haven't been there in a number of years.
Gotcha. Okay.
yeah.
I do want to go, especially now that I can ride rides again.
Yeah.
Because I especially love the Islands of Adventure, the Marvel park. Like the Doctor Doom ride, the
Hulk ride.
the Hulk ride, the Spider-Man, which the Spider-Man wasn't an issue, but yeah,
But you couldn't go on Hulk, right?
I couldn't go on any coasters. I was way too big.
Sure.
And like the ones where I might have been okay with, I would after my disappointment at Avatar, it kind of ruined going on any ride for me. Which also, I promise I'm almost done. I try not, you know me, I try not to be too loquacious with these things. The first thing we did at Epcot was Mission Space because I always have to go on it.
It's a classic.
It's my favorite thing.
Yeah.
Though-
same with me in Test Drive.
Even though I think Guardians is now beating that, it's just something about Mission Space I love.
Is it being crammed in a little?
I love it. So the last few times, I've always been able to go on it, even at my heaviest.
Okay.
I've still been accommodated. But the last couple times I went, the joystick was basically underneath my chest. I had to squeeze my arm up to try and press a button because the monitor was like
It's in
3
your
inches
face.
from my
Yeah.
face. Well, this time I fit like a normal person, and the joystick was out from me, and I was able to reach and do everything. And that was like that was a nice thing to be able to feel like I did back when I first went on the ride 20 fuck years ago.
When I first went on it, it definitely was not that. I can tell you that. But that was 30 years ago. It was not.
It was definitely not 30 years ago. The ride did not exist that long ago.
No.
It existed 20 years ago.
I
was one of the first people to
something else. Then it was a Spaceship Earth thing that was something. I forget what
You
it
mean
was called.
Spaceship
Was it Spaceship Earth? The thing in the Epcot ball where you go around slowly, which we didn't have time to do. We were just too tired at the end of the day. Oh, yeah. The other thing I bought was a $450 Captain America shield with a leather bag. But I split the
You're in so much
I told
debt.
you. I even said how much they were.
So here's the thing. I bought it, but I didn't really want the bag. I don't need it. I just wanted the metal shield. Graham bought it off me.
Motherfucker.
He agreed to split the cost with me.
No, that's okay. That's okay because it gives me the chance to do something I haven't done in a while.
Why didn't you need the bag?
Graham.
What?
Why didn't you need the bag?
Because I display it on my wall, and if I'm gonna
Right.
have it like on a costume or anything like that, especially if I eventually do the Summer Soldier, I'll probably have it harnessed to my back where I want
Gotcha.
people to be able to see the shield. The bag
Right.
just wasn't that important to me, but I wanted a good metal shield. Those are expensive.
They are
this,
expensive.
This made it, $275 instead of $475.
Right. Sure.
Right. I don't remember what Spaceship Earth was called back then, but it was something.
It was called Spaceship Earth.
I think Ian and I looked it up because I went on something similar.
To Mission Space.
Yes.
Okay. So you're talking about Mission
It was
Space.
an 80.
Yeah, Mission Space
Something.
definitely came out well after Mission to Mars, and debuted in 2000 and either
Was it? But
it's like mid like fall of 2003.
right.
Because I was, and I mean it, I was one of the
Yeah. No, I believe you.
like
Ian and I looked it up. We forget what
test
it was
people.
called, but anyways. So did I ever tell you what Ian said to me about why? I was like, I felt a little nauseous afterwards. He's like, yes, because this is what Ian. Like, God, I love you, Ian. He goes, yes, because the frame rate of the thing in front of you is slightly slower than it should be, of the screen in front of you. And he goes, because it happens to me too. Because he goes, I think they slowed it down a little bit.
Well, and that's the thing is, he said he thinks they were having trouble, and when I went on it, it did like at first, but then it caught up to itself and it was fine. So I don't know if they were having issues or what for a little while, but it seemed back to normal to me.
It seemed normal to me too, but there was just that one part, and Exactly. Maybe it was when we were falling the third, fourth time. I don't remember. But there was this one part that just made me feel a little. My tummy got a little.
Got a little upsetty spaghetti.
Right. Like I wasn't gonna like puke or anything, but I was just like I just needed a minute afterwards. And thank God there's air. And did you do what I did? Like as soon as you got in there, you start pressing all the buttons and shit.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Duh.
Because when I was doing that, Ash was like, "Are you supposed to be?" I'm like, "I don't know, but I'm gonna do it because I
Same
can."
thing in the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
You push every button and flip every switch humanly possible.
Absolutely.
On the off chance that like either a photon torpedo is going to fire or like you're a winner. You press the special button for today.
Apparently, there is some code to get a Chewie edition in the Millennium Falcon ride in Smuggler's Run. I forget what it is, but you can look it up on TikTok or YouTube. Yeah, there's a certain like
Fuck Hondo.
yeah, it's a Chewie and
I don't know why people love him so much. Just like that.
yeah, cool, exactly.
Nice.
So those are my nerd grabs.
They're very cool.
So many things I bought.
Very jealous of your Tron stuff.
Yeah.
All right, well, is that anything else? Oh, my movie debuted. I guess that was a nerd grab.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
kind of.
No second nerd grabs. What are you doing? I'm fucking with you.
Like drink a Gatorade or something first.
Yeah, so it was at the Imagine Theater in Eagan, which used to not be an Imagine Theater. It was something else when I was growing up because it was in the theater that I went to very often in my youth. Teenage years, I guess, because it wasn't around all the time.
That is technically your youth.
But many dates
I think
there.
it was a Carmike.
That's right. It was a Carmike. Yes, maybe. What was the other?
Let's say yes.
What was the other one? Comedian.
Let's say yes and move on with the story.
Anyways, it was crazy. So it was for Z-Fest Film Festival. This is the app that I've talked about, and it was very crazy because it was in the big theater. So I was 20 feet tall, so it was kind of crazy. But it's very cool.
Intimidating.
It was because there's a lot of because this is my first time like being a lead in a movie.
It was a Regal.
It was a Regal. That's what it was. I think I still have my Regal card in my wallet somewhere. It was my first time being being a lead in a movie and one that I wrote and directed and all that other shit. So, granted, yes, I've seen it.
Quentin Tarantino.
I didn't. Yeah, that's true. So it was fun though, but it was cool, and I got a lot of really good comments about it. And we got nominated for Best Supporting Actress for Galileo Palin for her role, and then we got nominated for Best Kiss, which we'll find out on May 19th.
Nice.
Fingers crossed.
For both of them, I assume?
Yes, that's when the
Fingers
awards.
crossed for Best Makeup.
Yeah, I know, right? That kiss was good.
I feel like you have a biased opinion now.
Right.
I was such an actor when I was doing it. But there were a lot of people that were like, who have made many a Z-Fest film and who know Amanda. We're like, so how'd you get Amanda into this role? I said she wanted the role, so they're like, oh, okay. They were just jealous. It's
Clearly.
cool. Yeah. Anyways. So luckily in the next month or so we'll find out and go from there. All right. We're gonna do a double fucking what's it called? What do we call it? Happy ending. That's it for Picard and the Mandalorian.
I thought we had a name when it was two shows though, because we did this last time with Mandalorian and a Star Trek show.
It's not a half handy.
No.
We do. I don't remember what it is. I wrote it down somewhere probably.
Double reach around or something. Couples massage.
Couples
massage.
I
I was going to say because it was something more subtle.
Right. A double half handy.
Subtle is a relative
Couples
term,
massage for Picard and the Mandalorian, which we're going to spoil the shit out of. So if you haven't watched it, don't
Go.
listen.
And the episode here.
And then go watch and then come back.
Yeah. Finish the seasons and then come back. All right, so this has been Best Threesome Ever, episode 161, brought to you by Heroic Goods and Games and Jaybird Wines. I'm Nick.
I'm Rob.
I'm Kevin.
And we'll see you next time, unless you're going to listen to us right after this.
This is Best Threesome Ever, couples massage, where you get 2 reviews for the price of 1, baby.
All right, welcome back to our couples massage of the season 3 of Picard and season 3 of The Mandalorian.
Yeah, both season 3.
All right. Oh, that worked out well.
The final season of Picard.
The final season of Picard.
If the ending of Mandalorian would have you believe the final season of that, too.
Yeah, no kidding, though.
What a fucking happy ending to a fucking country western.
It really was. Like, it was. It had like a Goodnight John Boy vibe to it.
A little bit.
Because, seasons 1 and 2 both ended with like these shock moments. The Dark Saber in season 1 and Luke Skyballer in season 2. And this was just like, well, we're going to go retire on a farm now.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe
I half expected
maybe work for the New Republic sometimes.
Yeah, I half expected the Naboo parade song to happen. Yeah.
Anyway,
Which is really just the Emperor's theme song.
Yes, I also saw that TikTok today.
I knew that from the movie.
Oh, yeah.
A long time ago. And I've mentioned it before.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah. Because one thing that George Lucas or not, he's very good at foreshadowing shit and blatantly foreshadowing it.
and sometimes ruining that foreshadowing with the title tracks on the soundtrack,
Correct.
such as Qui-Gon's death.
Yeah, which to this day,
idiot.
if you ask Austin, friend of B3's Austin, he will tell you that's his biggest quib of anything.
We did get a toiler for Guardians of the Galaxy 3, a toy spoiler.
Oh, all right.
Which I-
Moving on.
Yeah.
Next episode. So Mandalorian. There was that's fucking the whole season was really good.
It really was, and it did the thing that Bad Batch was doing, where it cut away from the Mandalorian, or you could say what Boba Fett did with the Mando, but it cut away from him to focus on a couple of other characters,
Right.
including the good doctor getting absolutely hosed by the muscle mommy spy, who I deeply want to play Abby in the next season of The Last of Us.
Her or Rhea Ripley?
Yeah,
I'd be down for either, frankly.
Yeah, we sure did. Because as the show talks about, is that Emperor or Empire workers are being reconditioned to back into society as normal.
It's like a rehab program, sort of a thing, with very shady undercurrents.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's a re-education feel to it, and it's just kind of like
It's dark. It was dark and shady, and I loved it.
I did too.
And then we find out about, of course, Project Necromancer with like the beginnings of the First Order, and as it turns out that General Hux, we meet his father and or possibly clone donor.
Father.
Well, that's the thing, is he said that you're the one who's obsessed with cloning. He said that very specifically to Hux.
He did.
Yeah.
He did. But the character is his father, but maybe there are...
But I mean, it could be like a Jango Boba Fett style father.
Yeah,
which wonderfully cast by the cast.
Domhnall Gleeson's brother.
Yeah, it's his older brother.
Whose name I can't think of right now, but yeah, great.
Futzbum Gleason.
Yeah,
There we go.
that's the one. Sean Gleeson? No,
Who knows?
I don't know.
But
Something else Irish, though. I know that.
But
That whole family is
God
fucking...
damn it. They really threw like it. It's really funny that you hear fanboys saying that they're gonna retcon the sequels, these don't exist. All of this was shoehorned in, and then Disney's just like, between the second half of the season of Mandalorian and the announcement of the new trilogy with Rey, Disney was like, you know what, I'm gonna make them even more canon. Eat it.
Yeah.
And then this one also makes you feel some stuff with the heroic ending of a Mandalorian.
Paz Vizsla going out like a fucking champion.
Yeah.
Sorry, Heavy. We loved you though.
Yeah. Oddly enough, which I don't.
Good job, Favreau.
Again, surprisingly, that he didn't try to take Bo-Katan out because, being who he is, his family has the rights to.
Well, they had their kiss and make
know
up
they
with the eagle things, and
I know
then
they
he
did.
got in an immediate fight with Axe Wolves. So whatever.
Yeah, right.
What'd you say about my mama? Get your blade out! And they just went immediately at it, and I was like, "Oh, okay. I guess Paz is fighting everyone."
Right.
Everybody thought fucking the armor was a spy. She obviously was not, though. I thought some Mandalorian was a spy.
So did I.
That
Kept kind of alluding.
that. I guess that got fucking
Missed.
pigeonholed for next season.
Well, who would you be as? I mean,
I'm like, it's Grogu.
well,
Yes, I hope so.
Kind of wanted it to like just be nonsensically Grogu.
Grogu that became fucking Krang the warrior.
He sure did.
But the spy thing, maybe the armor still, but not, because when they introduced these new stormtroopers with that can fly like Mandalorians and have Beskar,
Well, the Mando troopers, yeah.
right? Who made the armor? Because it's not just anybody that can fucking move Beskar, and they make that very clear.
That's why everybody thought that the armor was the fucking spy. But like, I think I don't want to
if
say
you've
that.
got the Great Forge, you can do some shit.
I mean, I'm not going to say that Moff Gideon did it, but I'm sure he had people work on it. He's like, well, this is what I need to do, and I need you to do it, so do it.
Right, but the forge wasn't lit. They had to relight it.
I'm sure they had their own mini forge and their little.
Yeah.
Honestly, I thought that the those Mandalorian like survivors were going to be a
Fucking
little more
badass.
sinister than they were, because it's like they obviously had to know that stupid base was there. They
Right.
just said nothing, but.
Maybe.
The funniest part of the finale for me was Moff Gideon talking shit to Din and Bo about how, take away their gadgets and Mandalorians are weak, he says, in full Beskar armor with hydraulic strength enhancers.
Yeah.
Shut up.
No kidding.
As soon as you lost the Dark Saber last season, you got immediately pummeled to the floor.
Yeah.
And then we had Din go all fucking John Wick on a bunch of
On those Praetorian proto-Praetorians.
Yeah.
proto-Praetorians. Yeah,
They were awesome.
they were pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, they killed Paz Vizsla, but God, they were cool.
They were fucking cool.
I want their outfit. They were neat.
Yeah, I need to get a Mandalorian helmet, make it my own.
I was gonna do that with my prototype Boba Fett one, the all white one I have. But after seeing what it's currently going for, I'm not gonna do that now.
Not gonna do it.
not gonna work here anymore. Office Space reference.
Nice.
I was trying to think what other. And if you watch the Clone War episodes, they do explain a lot of the Mandalorian stuff that happened prior to the purge and to the bombing of Mandalore. So you kind of see that, and how Bo-Katan wasn't actually a good person. She was kind of a bad person.
Well, she was kind of a person stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Right. With her sister taking over and going against going a separate route than what they have been raised to do. So yeah, Mandalorian's fucking good. And then
Mandalorian.
Any final thoughts?
I mean, final thoughts. That was a choppy. I actually do think it was kind of a choppy season. It didn't have, like, if you view it as a whole. If you view it as a whole, yes, you can see that there is a loose thread that leads all the way through. But episode by episode, it did feel like it was sort of up and down. Until like the last 3 or 4 episodes, I think, when it like coalesced around the idea of retaking Mandalore.
See, and I kind of appreciated that this one had like an overarching story that they were going other places with and to other characters with to bring out this overarching story, because like up until now it's very much been Din Djarin's adventures and side questing.
Fair enough.
And so it was nice to have like a cohesive story that you could kind of see throughout it instead of just at the end.
Right.
Well,
Like, because we knew it was going to be about Mandalorian. We knew it was going to be about the Dark Saber
Yeah.
and Bo-Katan and shit like that. So
and I will go ahead and say the cameos this fucking season, holy goddamn shit, balls and motherfucker.
true.
Lizzo, Jack Black, and Christopher Lloyd all in the same fucking episode. I don't know how they were able to spend money on anything else in that goddamn episode.
They sure did, because they went
Yeah.
full prequel up in that bitch with the
Yeah.
droids.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Speaking of prequels, you know, and we just talked about how Moff Gideon fucking contradicted himself about how his line about the Mandos, and then saying that to the other Hux, and then having fucking 12 clones of himself.
With force powers.
Yes.
That we didn't even get to see because they got flushed down the toilet.
Well, he wanted
Which
them.
good.
He wanted them to have force powers with Grogu,
Which is why he was taking Grogu.
but they were
never
not.
happened.
They did not have force powers yet. He wanted them to, but since he didn't have Grogu,
Yeah.
he wasn't able to introduce it. At least that's how I understood it, unless I understood it wrong.
Kind of seemed like they had the force powers because he had Grogu for a while.
Oh, that's right.
But they never got to extract the.
How do you know? Kind of seemed like he did.
Maybe.
It just didn't seem like he got as much as he wanted.
Oh.
He needed more midichlorians.
He did not say that word, thank God. They
don't
stopped
care.
saying
That's
that. They
exactly
stopped
what
saying
it
that
is.
word after the first time.
I like how they
said
used M count.
it. I did too.
It was
I
pretty
did too.
classic.
It was pretty fucking hilarious.
But yeah, no, like overall, this season's good. It just felt a little up and down in places. That's all. I know you and I disagree on this, and that's okay.
You can be wrong from time to time.
But yeah,
I thought it was great. Should we move on to Picard?
yeah,
All right, Jean-Luc Picard, season 3.
final season.
Wow. First of all of our predictions were fucking wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah,
None of them died. Shaw was not a changeling.
I'm fine with that.
Didn't see the fucking twist of M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong fucking Borg twist with the transporters.
Smorgasbord.
Yeah. I had 2 problems with this season. I already explained them to Kevin. It seems like they totally ignored all of season 2, first of all. Second of all,
It did feel like that. Yeah.
I had a problem with the fucking Borg cube on Jupiter that they passed all of the fucking time, just sitting there, and nobody noticed it. Nobody. Cool.
Transwarp hub hiding in the gases of Jupiter, which also doesn't make sense because we know that in the 24th century that Jupiter is colonized.
No, it's not. You can't colonize a gas giant. It's basically an unformed star. They colonized the moons.
Oh,
But
right.
they didn't colonize Jupiter, and the Borg ship was hiding basically in the right next to the storm, where you wouldn't have been able to really
Oh, sure.
unless you were specifically going there for a reason. And it seemed like it was a
Yeah.
new thing that they just put there. And like I
But
explained
yes.
to Nick, the Jurati, the Queen, she does still exist. She and her good Borg were somewhere else.
Oh, that's right, because they went back to the Delta Quadrant.
This was the remnants of the old queen,
okay.
Right.
Yeah, I'm fine
like
with
her,
that.
like her old body. So so both queens were basically still existing, and that's why. So that didn't bother me as much. And I know a lot of people are just like, "Oh, goody, the Borg again." And
I didn't have
I understand.
I didn't have a problem with that. I thought it was creative the way that they were like they teamed up with the changeling. Well, the Queen teamed up with the changelings to.
No, I'm thoroughly on the side of oh goody the Borg again.
Okay. I didn't have a problem with it. I was just explaining why I didn't.
Oh no,
with
you're
with the
fine.
changelings, I think they were just being played.
Absolutely
Like, I
they
don't
were.
think they knew they were working for the Borg.
No.
That's why they used that "I am Groot"-ass face.
Fair enough. Oh sure.
Like that was a proxy sort of. This is how I'm going to manipulate you.
Yeah.
Right, but they had to work with them somehow to get them into so they could get them into to get the transporter stuff, the Borgy stuff in there.
I'm just upset that the big bad wasn't the changelings. It should have been. It absolutely should have been the changelings.
They did that with the Dominion War.
Huh?
They did that with the Dominion War.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying
Yeah, fuck DS9.
I hate both of you. The fiery goddamn passion. No, I'm just saying that like we had a chance here. So the first season was Romulans were the bad guy. Great. Season 2, the Borg were the bad guy. And a little bit of Q, but not really. And also, like, childhood trauma was the enemy. And this one was like the Changelings, but not really. It's actually the Borg.
Well, the second one, it wasn't really the Borg. It was just the Queen, and that was really a her and Girardi thing.
Yeah.
Like, the main bad guy was
Childhood trauma.
childhood trauma. And I was going to say in Us. The early 21st century. the 2020s were the enemy.
Yeah, that's fair. Because we were.
We were.
And
so,
are.
you know, it was a little bit of Q, a little bit of the Borg, but it was mostly just us.
Yeah.
Dr. Soong was very much sort of the...
He was kind of the bad guy of that season. But we had the Changelings, who I think were a great enemy in DS9. You don't have to agree with me, and that's okay.
I've never seen that section of DS9, so
I know.
I can't actually make that claim. I just haven't gotten there yet.
Fair enough. The way they got around, like, a lot of the steps that were put in place to avoid dealing with the Changeling again after DS9 were great. I love that. It made them more powerful and even more like, fuck, those guys are like terrifying. They made the Changelings super scary again, and I loved that. I loved that they made the Changelings super scary again, and I just feel like they whiffed it by going, oh, but actually the bad guy is the Borg the whole fucking time. Mm-hmm. And I just felt like I don't know. It felt like a swing and a miss for me. And we found out finally who Jack is. Jack is a Borg, and
well, kind of. He was in fact Picard's son. It's just Picard laid into Crusher with Borg semen.
I don't like that
somebody made an image of a little sperm with Locutus's
helmet on?
Well, Locutus's eyepiece on it.
Yeah.
It was super fucking funny. But yeah,
it was funny.
It was nanobot jizz.
Nanobot jizz. But yeah, it's just
resistance is fertile.
Yes. And then, like, the contrived ending of Picard saves the universe with love.
Yeah. Can we pour one out for all 9 seconds of the Enterprise F's shelf life? Sorry, buddy. But
right.
in our defense, you were hideous. Ugliest fucking spaceship I've ever seen in my life.
Is it really destroyed? They never show it go blow.
Well, it has to. How do you
we
get
don't
the
know what
gene?
happened to it, but like we only saw it for a couple minutes, and then it was all like, well, we have the Titans, the Enterprise G now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As in, let's fucking go.
Yeah.
Which I thought was okay. Because the Enterprise is always
it's a Neo-Constitution class.
but it's always been like starting with this Star Trek: The Next Generation became the flagship of Starfleet, and the Titan is not a flagship-esque ship to me.
Oh, I disagree.
Yeah.
I think because first of all, it's built from the same class as the Enterprise. It's just, yes, it is.
It's not a which class? The same
Constitution.
Neo-Constitution class. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is
the original. Yep.
Yeah.
The first two.
The first two, yeah.
And then the ugly ass Excelsior.
Yeah.
And then the...
It was still the Constitution class when he got to Next Gen.
No,
It was Galaxy class.
Oh, sorry, Galaxy class.
I'm talking about the
Galaxy class.
C.
The C
The
was
CO.
Constellation class?
I think maybe.
Fuck me. Hold
But it
on.
was Galaxy
I'm going to
class.
look it up. You talk amongst yourselves.
It was
Yeah.
Galaxy class and then Sovereign
the
class.
E was the Sovereign, and so was the F, probably.
Probably, but a bigger whatever.
But the Titan was whatever class the Enterprise F was. It's the same class.
Ambassador class.
Bachelor class. There it is.
The F was an Odyssey class.
Yeah, so the Titan had to have been an Odyssey class
Fucking
as well.
ugly.
No, you just said it's a Neo Constitution class.
The Titan is a Neo Constitution. The F was an Odyssey.
Oh, fuck, I'm sorry.
Anyway,
Okay, you're right.
And the G was fucking... Which, by the fucking way... What was it? The new... the Intrepid
Yeah.
Yeah.
wasn't a fucking Intrepid class.
No.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
the whole point. Every class has a ship named after its class. There
Yes.
was a USS Galaxy.
Correct.
There was a USS fucking
Ambassador.
Constellation.
Yeah.
What the fuck? It's fine. Whatever. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
This is true. And I did not like the after. I don't like Q. Done with Q. No.
You're wrong.
You're wrong.
No,
You're absolutely wrong.
They already did that. They already did all that. So Q's going to play some games with him. I don't fucking care. They already did all of that.
I love that
multiple times.
But that wasn't for any plot reasons. It wasn't a setup for something later. That was just a bit of fucking fun.
You don't think it's going to be the next spin-off series?
I hope it is, but like if it isn't, then it's fun.
It was just a bit of just a bit of fun. I think the only thing we'll get is maybe Jack pulling a Cisco and punching him in the fucking face.
Oh God, I hope so. The best part of DS9.
I hope his son comes back.
I'm assuming that they
Really?
took all the Borg stuff out of him, out of Jack. Also, there was a nice
Presumably.
little touching moment when President Anton Chekhov.
Oh, played by fucking Walter Koenig.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's his voice.
I
But that's
know
his-
it was, you
okay.
piece of duty. The fact that they named him after Anton Yelchin.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking
That
about.
fucking...
It wrecked me.
It ruined me. And I recognized his voice right away. I'm like, that's fucking Walter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was ruined.
Yeah. I had to look at Joanna. I'm like, oh my God, do you know what they're doing right now?
And I'm like, and I heard it at first. I'm like, Anton Yelchin. And I'm like, or Anton Chekhov. And I'm like, and then you hear Walter Koenig's voice. You're like, wait.
And he said father, which means he is old.
Yeah.
He is old.
Yeah. So, but
But I mean, people they've established people live a lot longer by then. I
Yeah,
mean,
right.
fucking decrepit ass Dr. McCoy was in what one of the first episodes.
First
of-
episode.
first episode.
Yeah, he was. Which
in
a
the
lot of
first
people
episode.
did not realize that was Dr. McCoy.
playing like a 182-year-old
With
McCoy.
no makeup.
25 or
Who was
something.
cranky.
But I mean, like that. At first, I was like, "Wait a second, Chekhov. That wasn't his first name." And like, oh, I see
because
what they did
that Chekhov was long dead.
Oh, yeah.
there. Yeah, that Chekhov was. Yeah, he gone.
No.
But anyways, very cool that they did that, and I thought highly appropriate and applaud them for that. I thought them all getting back on the Enterprise D was.
I swear to God, I will fucking fight you. You choose your words carefully.
Yeah.
Was fucking awesome.
Okay.
Oh, thank God.
No, them all getting on it and then fucking having like we're 20 years old again and we're gonna fucking Data. Nobody can fly this. I can fly it. I think. What do you mean you think? I got a gut feeling.
Jordy in his old spot.
Oh God.
Oh, yeah.
A little inside joke of Worf falling asleep because Michael Dorn fell asleep on the set all the time because he had to be there 3 hours before everyone else for prosthetics.
Yep.
And then you think Picard gives his goodbye speech and like, he's gonna fucking eat it.
It was so nice. Them being on a bridge where you could see everything.
Oh, right.
Yes. And then he goes, you know what I miss about this old one? The carpet. I'm like, I love you. Then Geordi and then when Picard leaves, he gives it to Geordi and it's like, oh God, give it to me.
I'm still in love with the museum flashback scene. I love that, where they play all the musical motifs for all of the different shows.
Yeah.
I loved that. That is still my favorite scene in that series.
And then the touching moment when Shaw fucking his ship is yours.
Hansen, fuck.
Captain Seven.
7 of 9, fucking, ugh. Fuck you, Shaw, winning our hearts in the end.
Yeah.
Right? You're still a piece of garbage throughout the entire show, but you're a charming piece of garbage, and I love it. So I bought that uniform, by the way.
Which one?
Shaw's uniform.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love their fucking jackets. I want one so bad.
So good. I still want Pike's green outfit from Strange New Worlds. Fuck me.
Speaking of which, that new season starts soon.
Very June, I think.
Yeah.
We get like a tiny respite, and then it starts, and we're getting that fucking weird Lower Decks crossover episode with live action Boimler and Mariner.
It's going to be weird.
It is going to be weird. I can't fucking wait.
Right. And also the Section 31 live action with Michelle
It's
Yeoh.
going to be a movie. They've re-greenlit it. It's going to be a movie.
Yeah.
Good. Which I'm excited for. What other little...
Yeah.
And the whole like nostalgia thing with like Data flying it through the thing, and then... Which, by the way, he was the only one that probably could have anyways, and I don't know why they doubted him. And then...
I'm going to come back to this because, again, I feel similarly. And they did this with...
I have an explanation for that.
Sure. We talked about this earlier with Zod.
Sure.
Data coming back for a third goddamn time. Man, I love it.
Their explanation was good.
Their explanation was good. And
they even
I
talked
liked
about
it.
They're like, I've watched him die twice now. I can't do this again. Like they acknowledged all of the complaints.
I know. But like I just wish they hadn't.
But
I wish they hadn't.
But Geordi, his reaction,
Yeah.
made it all worth it.
I know.
did.
I know.
explanation for what?
Data and being able to fly it and them downing him.
He absolutely could. I did.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you were talking about them. I don't know why they doubted him.
Oh, because they didn't know if he was right in the head?
Well, no, because he was in an old man Gollum body.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
He still had Data brain, but he's now instead
Brent
of
Spiner reflexes.
Instead of Data fingers, he's got Brent Spiner fingers.
Oh, well, he seemed to be moving pretty fast.
No, hang on.
Yeah, Brent Spiner fingers.
He still seemed to be moving pretty fast on that board.
Fully functional.
Hang on. I need a
Which
solid...
they keep saying that, but then when you see the body piece, there's no penis. Anyways,
Okay.
We didn't on the Golem.
on the B4 body,
On the B4 body, there's no
Oh,
penis,
yeah,
but
sorry.
on new Data
Yeah.
Golem,
there probably is.
New Data Golem fucks.
Anyways,
and that's because
His fingers are moving pretty fast if he's a fucking just normal human.
B4 didn't have a wiener because it was
No.
B4. And that's why he never
He was
like
before
fully
peen.
active. That's why I never fully activated him. You're like, you know what this is missing?
A penis.
Big old donkey dick.
Yeah. That's canon, right? Data has a
talking-
huge schlong.
It's got to be
Talking
massive.
Lyndon B. Johnson size.
Like a baby's arm holding
Anyways,
an apple.
hang on. I need like I need 2 seconds of silence.
Okay.
Kevin saying Brent Spider fingers. 2 more seconds of silence so we can clip that.
Okay.
All right.
You just add the silence. You can actually add it. You know that, right?
No, but
He
we're
just
all
wants
talking.
He wants to isolate me saying
Yeah.
Brent Spiner fingers.
Right there, perfect. That's great.
He just wanted me to isolate that.
Yeah, that's all I want is an isolated chunk so that no one else is talking over it or anything. I hate that sentence.
Because I'm gonna that's gonna be the one and only cold open.
Brent
Yes!
Spiner fingers.
Like none of our other like preamble. It's just gonna be Brent Spiner fingers and then fucking the
Yeah.
intro.
Good. And then they all get out of there. Big happy ending. And then
The poker game.
The poker game.
game.
Oh, that was so sweet.
I was kind of hoping Guinan would show up at the very end.
They even mention her, and I don't understand why they didn't bother to just call up Whoopi and be like, "Hey,
My
walk
only
by
guess
for a
is
second."
Some kind of scheduling snafu. It had to have been because I can't think of
Probably.
another reason they wouldn't have had her.
They also spent buku money on 7 original cast members. So,
Way more than that.
that's right.
well, yeah, no, that's
They got that
fair
money.
point.
Totally worth it. Totally worth it.
I wish they hadn't kept slicking back Riker's hair because I've seen him in a lot of like the promo stuff, like where he's at where it's more of like a swept over and it looks incredible.
Where it's a bit of a coif.
Yeah, where
Yeah.
it's it has almost like a Brendan Fraser.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
back
yeah.
back in like the '90s thing where it just sort of kind of flips over a little bit,
And he gives-
it looks
and it's-
way better.
It's a little wavy. It's a little, yeah.
I don't know why they insisted on doing the old Riker slick back. There was no reason to other than I gotta make him look like Riker.
He looked like Riker because he is.
All right. So Seven's captain of the Enterprise with
with Rafi as the
First
officer, which makes the first not only two female commands, but also both queer.
Yeah. Love that.
And then whatever Jack's role was is special onslaught toucher of the captain.
He's the counselor.
Ship's
Troy.
counselor.
Yeah. he is though.
He's not the counselor. He's consulate to the captain.
Yeah, he's special counsel to the captain,
He's not the counselor per se.
I mean, that's.
which makes him a counselor.
I mean, he's basically going to be the. He's going to be the. When somebody is furiously screaming at the captain over the hailing frequencies, he's going to be like, "I sense that they're angry, Captain.
Yeah.
I'm sensing hostility."
What did you say at the end? A smuggler, a pirate, and a
thief?
and a thief.
Yeah. I love it.
I would watch that. I would watch a season of that.
I would too. I mean, there's a change.org petition out there.
I mean, they have a full palette, but it's been discussed. They gotta make some time. But I also feel like if they're gonna make some time, they better hurry.
Yeah.
With all the things they want to do, especially because there's talk of wanting some Geordiness in it and whatever.
Sure.
I don't know why Geordie's only at a Commodore's position and why he's not like a rear admiral. But anyway,
Because that's what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
I know, but why can't you be a rear admiral in charge of the fucking museum? Like, why? I mean, I'm just saying.
Because the position requires a Commodore. I don't know, man.
It's just it's one of those Star Trek ranks that has been around but never really
explained what it is.
It's the rank between captain and admiral, and
I'm fine with that.
about where they leave it.
I'm fine with that.
I am too. I just think Geordie deserves admiral. If everybody else is going to become a fucking admiral, he deserves it.
Riker wasn't.
No,
and
Riker
Riker was.
He's just
Technically, Geordie has a higher rank than fucking Riker because
Yes.
Riker was still a captain.
Correct.
So that's why.
We found out Worf was a captain, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and they never mentioned it, but if you counted his pips, he is a captain now.
Yeah.
Captain Worf.
Dope. Love
Yeah,
it.
Super. Yeah, absolutely.
He deserves that.
Absolutely he does.
But yeah, the new Enterprise crew looks great, and I hope
Yep,
they do a
another
fucking Star
another new uniform, by the way, when 7 of 9 took over.
That's
Well, it's
fine.
because it's a new ship.
I know.
New ship, different uniform. That's every ship has its own uniform structure.
Well,
they've
captains chose.
yeah,
like-
they've
like
established that
starting the picture. Yeah, I know. I'm
instead
just
of
saying
everyone
that-
having the same.
right. I'm glad to see that she changed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. More for the cosplayers to do.
I hope Star Trek Legacy happens.
I do too.
I just do. I really hope it happens. I know you don't care or want it because of the Q scene.
I never said he didn't want it. He just doesn't want Q to be part of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
To me, that storyline's been done one too many times. Get a new villain.
Q.
Q.
Yep.
Here on Avenue Q. Your friends are too.
Okay, I would pay money to fucking see that with especially
puppets, yeah.
especially with puppets.
Yes. Oh, that'd be amazing.
I want that in my life.
I want the Star Trek Legacy. I want Star Trek Legacy. Bring it, please.
Okay.
Give us a chance to see other Legacy characters too, though. Like Tim Russ. I say what you want about Voyager, but like Tim Russ coming back is great, and I love him so much
As Captain Tuvok.
as Captain Tuvok. Yeah, I loved that. I loved seeing him again.
Can you bring back Tom Paris?
Yes.
B'Elanna Torres?
No, not so much.
What was that other guy that was on Voyager?
Harry Kim.
Harry Kim.
Who hopefully is
He's a
fucking-
lieutenant by now. Big money.
Because Admiral Janeway is still alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm very upset we didn't see her. That it was
Right.
Tuvok instead of her. Like, I love Tuvok. It's awesome that he was in it. But I really
But
wish.
a Kate Mulgrew cameo would have been good.
Yeah, she got Prodigy, so
still
Yeah, but that's not that same.
never get enough Kate Mulgrew.
I know.
Correct.
But completely off topic, I think the last thing before we wrap this up, Brian Baumgartner is going to be signing his chili cookbook at Maplewood Mall on May 6th.
Oh, dope.
And you can get 2 things signed. And since I am also a chubby Kevin, Blake...
Just going to get yourself signed?
Well, that's the thing. Blake was wondering if he would sign a photo of Hillary Swank. because of the debate episode.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
debate.
Any final thoughts on Picard?
It was fucking good. It was brilliantly written. I think it was
the proper way to sniff your own farts of nostalgia. If you ask me.
absolutely.
Yeah, it was.
You make it sound so bad when you say it that way.
Well, it's just it is what it is. It's a
Look,
fart
it's
sniff.
a choppy ending with a played out enemy again, but like, I'm here for the nostalgia of it. It was great.
The OK Boomer Borg.
Yeah, the OK Boomer Borg. Yeah.
Yeah, I was okay with it. I mean, like I
It's fine. It wasn't my favorite, but like,
thought it was
didn't-
kind of fun.
I didn't need it to be great. I just needed it to be good enough for them to have a good ending, and they got it.
Dear Starfleet, quit unifying all of your ships through one central AI. It gets hacked every time. This is like
Every
the sixth time.
Yeah.
It gets hacked every time.
When the fuck will you learn?
Stop it.
Yeah, we mentioned Admiral Shelby before, but
Yeah.
she was in it, and interesting that she was the one that decided to.
Right.
They make a very good point about that, where they're like, "Well, interesting that it's very Borg-esque, especially coming from her."
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounded stupid. I'm like, so
She's supposed to be an expert on the Borg, and she fucking signed off, rubber stamped this idea of like, let's
the
make
Borg maneuver.
Yeah, the Borg. She rubber stamped the Borg maneuver.
But this is what annoys me about it is that in a futuristic area where you have 3 planes of access when flying a starship, and you put all your starships in an XY axis with no Z.
They've always done that.
I know they have, and it drives me nuts. It's like
I know
they're
it
like,
does.
oh, there's a blockade around this planet, but it's just like a ring of ships. I'm like, I could just go north.
I can go up.
and go up and be done.
Yeah.
You-
All right, we gotta wrap
Yep,
this up.
we
I have a katana figure to pick up.
of course you do.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right. Anything else about Picard? No. Okay,
No,
we killed it.
I asked that like 20 minutes ago.
We've milked that teat dry.
All right. Well, this has been our couples massage for The Mandalorian and Picard.
Mostly Picard.
Mostly Picard. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
The views held here by the nerds of Best Threesome Ever do not directly reflect the views of nerds everywhere.